Zloy, why do you have Python's face on a wall in your base?
Well, Python has put my head into Cleo's base, so now we'll just complete the circle and put Cleo's face into Python's base and everyone will be happy again.
That makes all sorts of no sense. Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is Pixel Riffs, our writer is ZloyXP, and Mumbo, can you not upload while we're rendering the episode? We can't recap something that happened 5 minutes before the video. Thank you. He's gonna do it again, isn't he? Of course. With that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week, except for False Symmetry and Cubfans Tangler episodes, because those will be covered in the Tangler compilation Zloy is definitely working on.
Right, 3, 2, 1, and then click the button.
Alright, ready? Yep.
3, 2, 1, click. Oh,
Alright.
Oh, and I was stuck on the... No, you need to...
Wait.
Suffice it to say that the Tangler is turning out to be a bit of a stress monster. Speaking of stress monster, she's back! Returning to the server with a recovered voice, Stress gets straight to work on Fred the Kingdom minigame, sculpting the pathways on the Orc Keep. Although halfway through she flips sides and assigns a wishing well for the elf side. As in, I wish there wasn't so much building to do, so we could actually playtest this thing.
I actually like that. I actually quite like that.
Azuma Void promises to shift his focus to minigames as well, setting up a tent at the gaming district.
Foreseeable future, I'm just going to focus on this area alone on Hermitcraft and really try and bring Zedaf's vision to life.
Well, someone has to bring Zedaf's vision to life now that he's busy with the bald honking guys. Azuma finishes up the parkour minigame, bestowing the name of Jump Dash upon it and testing it out with a random parkouring llama. On top of that, we see the beginning of a boat race track, this time supposedly without collaborative jumping puzzles, plus X-Color coordinates a couple of miniature zones out of the area to substitute full-on terraforming. Vibrant. Back at Boat Bros, Python does some work illuminating the roof area, because when you're concentrating on steering both a boat and your teammate, the last thing you want is creepers dropping on you. Yes, we know they're on a mushroom island, but it made a good segue, because speaking of creeper droppage, he seems to have figured out the creeper farm he was working on last week, thanks to a few well-placed cats. The Grand Underground base gets a farm of its own, which promises to be much less explosive, unless those carrots and potatoes are hiding something.
Random leaf, you know how it goes, guys. All about the random leaves, boys. Alright, let's put one there, and maybe one there, and how about one over here?
And speaking of hiding something, False Symmetry has had enough of her Christmas decorations at the end of January, so Gaster Claus has to go, down the chimney. We're not all monsters after all. Naturally, a giant chimney to fit a ghast needs a house around it, or else you're just wasting your heating materials. Cub fan. So False raises a house, but be careful moving in. Judging by the moans you hear in there at night, it might be ho-ho haunted.
And see if it's going to work or not. Fingers crossed it does, because there's a lot to take down otherwise.
Christmas Past is still haunting Rendog as he arrives at his base after a month away from the server to find that someone's left him a present under a concrete Christmas tree.
What's in here? A block of coal, some black concrete powder, and uranium? Nice!
With that unwrapped and stashed away, he returns to Fred, takes one look at Stress Monster's wishing well, and goes haste mining, because all that elf stone has to come from somewhere. Good Times with Scar, meanwhile, is still wearing his Christmas sweater and the Santa hat. We're beginning to suspect that they are glued on. But if it is a scarcity of anything, it will not be a scarcity of green dye, since the 2 cacti farms he built last week have been encased into beautiful skyscrapers held together by a bridge. Cubfan even provides a cactus smelting contraption and an advanced concrete mixer to be housed inside. We say advanced because a regular concrete mixer in this game is a puddle of water.
With a pick in your hand, and then you want your concrete powder in your offhand. Place a block down, pretty straightforward.
At his own place, Cubfan reroutes the villagers from the breeder to the holding chambers so that the railway doesn't interfere with the landscape and future projects too much. Joe Hills does some rerouting of his own after moving the main Red Sky Bay portal underneath the glass floor of his nether hub and realising the walkway now leads to nothing. After a few adjustments though, the glowstone sends visitors to the portals around the outside, so at least Joe himself won't get confused once he's back from PAX South.
And then as they go further and further into here, they're gonna go like, whoa, this place is gigantic, because, well, it is.
TFC was getting tired of drops from his mob farm not going anywhere, so he also does some rerouting and gets everything flowing into his auto-sorted bulk storage. Meanwhile, he drops another form of storage just off the coast of Iskal's base, fulfilling a promise, or maybe a threat, to give him a giant chest of diorite.
Yeah, look at this. Oh my goodness, it's so disgusting. I sincerely apologize for being so insanely late. Never let it be said that TFC was not a man of his word. Here is a large chest of diorite. All the best, TFC. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. I mean, the chest is pretty good.
If karma hasn't struck him yet, then perhaps lightning has, as an elytra flight in stormy weather somehow lands him on the Hermit Skies server.
What? Where am I? What the heck is this?
But TFC isn't the only one to leave Iskall a present this week, as after Mumbo dedicates an entire episode to his own face, he decides to leave that face plastered all over the insides of Iskall's model Ghast.
And not enough, this ain't enough. He's also named every single one of these subscribers.
While waiting for the inevitable return prank, he adds a couple of modules to his storage system and goes hunting for mob heads with mathematical precision.
We need to get an iron golem head, which has got a 5% chance of dropping. We need to get a mushroom head, which has got a 0.5% chance of dropping. A polar bear head, which I don't think that's going to happen. 25% chance.
So Iskall has some cleaning to do. The first task, having acknowledged TFC's diorite chest, is to blow it sky high. But he can't exactly take the same approach to the maps of Mumbo's face, so instead he decides to bring Mumbo's greatest fears to life and turns the nether entrance to his base into an actual slice of the nether, complete with quartz ore, nether wart, and 2 lava falls where his water fountains were. That'll teach Mumbo to have a face.
It's beautiful. Now remember guys, when you see this, when you watch this, me and Mumbo are friends, we're all friends. Don't hate on me for pranking him, I haven't destroyed him.
And finally there's Tango Tech, who needs to construct additional pylons. Towers, same thing. So time-lapsing it is, with plenty of netherbrick, scorpion tails, and talks about the channel's future, which, spoiler alert, is looking pretty good.
I got a lot of things going on right now that I'm working on. I've got my fingers in a lot of different puzzles that I'm all very excited about, and I wanted to kind of give teasers at least to them now.
And that's just about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. If you're wondering what the deal is with the giant python face at the beginning of this episode, check out Zloy's latest Minecraft Bedrock episode in the end cards. Don't forget to leave a like to support the show, subscribe so you won't miss future recaps, and share this video with the Hermitcraft fans in your life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.